In the quiet town of Yukon, Oklahoma, the story of Jonathan and Lindsay Candy began like a fairy tale. Jonathan, a charismatic young man with a quick smile and an even quicker wit, was the kind of person who lit up every room he entered. He worked as an accountant, meticulous and dependable, and carried dreams of building a future filled with love and stability. Lindsay, on the other hand, was a free spirit, a kindergarten teacher whose warmth and compassion made her beloved by everyone she met. They met one autumn afternoon at a local charity event where Jonathan was volunteering as a financial advisor and Lindsay was organizing activities for children. Their eyes met across the room, and in that moment, two worlds collided. Jonathan, captivated by her laughter, found himself drawn to her joy. Lindsay, intrigued by his steady demeanor and gentle nature, saw a man who could anchor her wild heart. Their first date was simple, a walk through the park followed by coffee at a quaint cafe. They talked for hours about their dreams, their fears, and their hopes for the future. Lindsay wanted a home filled with children and laughter. Jonathan envisioned a life of security and comfort, providing everything his family could ever need. Subscribe and put on notification bell for more. Only 10% of the people who visited my channel subscribed. Please subscribe to know once we share more amazing videos. Thank you and enjoy this video. Within a year, they were married. Their wedding was a modest yet beautiful affair, held under the open sky with friends and family gathered to witness their union. Jonathan promised to always protect Lindsay, to be her rock in times of trouble. Lindsay vowed to bring light to Jonathan's life, to stand by him through thick and thin. Soon after, their family grew. First came Liam, their firstborn son, followed by twin boys, Ethan and Noah. Finally, their youngest, Samuel, completed their family. Their house on Maple Street was a picture of suburban bliss. Bicycles on the lawn, laughter echoing through the halls, and the smell of Lindsay's homemade cookies filling the air. To the outside world, the Candy family was perfect. Jonathan was a devoted husband and father, working tirelessly to provide for his family. Lindsay was the nurturing mother, creating a home filled with love. Their children were happy and thriving, but beneath the surface of their seemingly idyllic life, cracks began to form. Jonathan's job as an accountant, once stable and fulfilling, became a source of relentless stress. The company he worked for was facing financial difficulties, and Jonathan often found himself working late into the night, trying to balance the books and stave off layoffs. Lindsay, too, was struggling. Raising 4 boys was no small task, and while she adored her children, the constant demands of motherhood left her exhausted. She missed the carefree days of her youth, the days when she could laugh without the weight of responsibility pressing down on her. Their once loving conversations turned into strained discussions about bills, schedules, and unmet expectations. Jonathan, who prided himself on being the provider, began to feel like he was failing. Lindsay, who once saw Jonathan as her rock, started to feel as though she was carrying the emotional weight of the family alone. Jonathan's diary, later discovered during the investigation, revealed the depths of his turmoil. April 5, 2024. I feel like I'm drowning. No matter how hard I work, it's never enough. The bills keep piling up, and Lindsay, she looks at me like I'm a stranger. I just want to make everything right. I just want to be enough. April 18, 2024. I don't sleep anymore, the boys need new clothes, the mortgage is overdue, and I can't breathe. I see the disappointment in Lindsay's eyes and it kills me. I love them so much, but I'm failing them. I'm failing all of them. As the financial strain intensified, Jonathan began to withdraw. He stopped attending family outings, his once warm demeanor replaced by a cold, distant silence. Lindsay tried to reach him, but every attempt was met with frustration or indifference. Their home, once filled with laughter, grew quiet. The boys noticed the change, sensing the tension between their parents, but too young to understand its cause. On the evening of April 21, 2024, The Candy family sat down for dinner. Jonathan barely touched his food, lost in his thoughts. Lindsay tried to engage him in conversation, but her words fell on deaf ears. The boys, sensing the tension, ate in silence. Later that night, as the house fell into a restless sleep, Jonathan sat alone in the dark, consumed by the weight of his failures. He thought about his family, the dreams they once shared, and the life he could no longer provide. In the early hours of April 22, something inside Jonathan snapped, whether it was a moment of blind rage, a desperate attempt to escape the unbearable pressure, or a tragic culmination of months of emotional torment. No one can say for sure. What we do know is this. By morning, Lindsay, Liam, Ethan, and Noah were gone. Their lives, once filled with promise, were cut short in a single, horrific act. The only survivor was Samuel, the youngest of the Candy children. It was his terrified voice that made the 911 call, a plea for help that would echo through the hearts of everyone who heard it. My parents and brothers, they're all dead. When authorities arrived, they found Samuel hiding in a closet, clutching a family photo. His eyes, wide with fear, told a story no child should ever have to tell. This question haunts investigators to this day. Some believe that in his final moments, Jonathan couldn't bring himself to harm his youngest son, the one who still looked at him with innocence and love. Others speculate that Jonathan saw Samuel as a chance for redemption, a child who could grow up without the burden of his father's failures. The Candy family massacre is more than just a story of loss. It's a heartbreaking reminder of the hidden battles many face in silence. Jonathan Candy was a man who appeared to have it all: a loving family, a stable job, a home filled with warmth. But beneath the surface, he was a man drowning in despair, his cries for help unheard, until it was too late. As the community of Yukon mourns the loss of the Candy family, their story serves as a call to action, a plea for greater awareness of mental health, a reminder to check in on those we love, and a lesson in the importance of seeking help before it's too late. In the end, the Candy family's legacy is not just one of tragedy, but of hope, a hope that through understanding and compassion, we can prevent such heartbreak from happening again.